In this video, I'm going to share exactly how you can identify where your pains and your wins are serving you so that you can overcome the greatest challenges. Whether that is you haven't been just divorced, maybe you get fired, or more positively, maybe you're trying to build great things. I have been through all these scenarios, and what I'm going to walk you through today is directly from my new book. I'm going to show you the pages. We're going to walk through two very specific sections and an activity that will help you. And you can use it right away, and it would be super valuable for you to really just begin what you're working on. So that said, jumping right in, when I think about where I was, right, like, when I was, cheated on, or when, bad things were happening in my life, I had a bad mindset. I had, if you will, poison in my soul. And it was just all these other voices inside my head, inside my community, my friends. Like, it was just all this negativity. And I'm sure you've been there. I'm sure you have moments where these things jump at you and attack you in your sleep. You almost go through like a was it a doom spiral, and it's really painful. And so when I think about the ladder of progressing, and I've been on this ladder many times. It seems every now and then we get bumped back down to the bottom. We got to rebuild, but we're better the next time. And honestly, the mountains are larger, but we're just got to reclimb. And when I think about this specifically, the poison is really, I am not happy where I am, and I raise that question a lot, and I actually put it in my journal. And for me, it's a red flag, right? If I'm like, man, I'm not enjoying this, or this work is not pleasurable, or this relationship is not strong, like I just am not happy with this. That should not continue, right? We have to figure out how to unlock that. And so here you can see, I view the journey as really figuring out that and recognizing, like, wow, I really see something that's harming me. It might be the gossip, it might be the negative self-talk, it might be the time vortexes that are stealing my time. But once I figure out what is harming me and what I don't like, I can then work between the clarity, productive, purposeful, and passionate. And you go through these phases one at a time. You can't just leap into being productive from poison. And I've done that. And honestly, I have all these post-it notes where I'll put to-do items down. And they're productive activities, but they're not bettering me. They're not eliminating the poison in my soul. I had to identify that and clarify what I needed to do to get out of there. The goal is not to be busy, right? The goal is to be productive and doing things that move the needle. Now, the needle might just be our happiness. It might be our startup. It might be the book you're writing, whatever it is. But we want to use this, and we want to be clear about what is harming us. So that's really the poison. From there, we want to then build your agency. And agency is your ability to take action, for you to drive change. We want to eliminate the things that are holding us back, the pain, the poison, and then double down where we have things that are going well. And when you think about that, we essentially start building from a foundation of truth. Too often, when I'm mentoring folks, whether they're employees or mentees or people in my community or just people in general, or myself, when I look at my journals over a few weeks, I can see that the foundation, sometimes what we want and what reality is, are two separate things. And if they're separate, you can never get better, because reality is the ultimate truth, right? You can have feelings. You can say something is not fair, or you don't like something, or you think you deserve better. But if you're not having better, you may deserve better, but not from your work or from your effort or from what you've done. You deserve better in your mind. And that is hard medicine. I have to take it a lot. And what I encourage us to do is to find a foundation of truth. Be truthful with yourself on what have you done or not done that has contributed to this, right? And a great quote, I think, is from Will Smith, where he says, you may not be the cause of this problem, but you're definitely, it is your responsibility to solve it. And so you may not, this relationship might not be bad, or your startup might be failing, or you're just not happy with the work product that you're doing and how you're treating yourself from a health point of view, right? There might be lots of factors, and it might not be your fault, but it is definitely your responsibility if you want to be happy, if you want to be beyond that. And when I think about this poison, clarity, productive, purposeful passion, ultimately what we want to get to is we want to reconnect with what gets you alive. And I really highlight that because your intuition, your ability to reduce regret, have greater experiences in life, that's the joy. That's where we want to be. We want to reconnect in what is bringing us alive. So, first thing we're going to do today is really tackling, why am I not happy? Where are my wins? And where do I need to be? And so the first act of honesty, and this is right in the very beginning of the book, so you can literally just take your notes, write this down, and do it. And I would encourage you. And sometimes when we think about this, and we scroll so you can see it, like we're going to do pains and wins, right? Just two easy columns. Just break it up, pains and wins, do it on Post-it notes, do it on a napkin, whatever you got. But what's important here is that I want you to see your life from two angles. And the two angles specifically are where it hurts and where it's working. And this is absolute reality. Where it hurts and where it is working. Most people kind of like, you can have a wins journal, and you can have like, sometimes people don't write what they failed to meet on. But for this, I want the things that hurt. And they are either spiral into everything that's wrong, or they're performing gratitude and actually real pain. So what does this mean? Sometimes I work with individuals or myself, and I'll be dooms dreaming. I don't know if you've done it, where you sit there and you just think about all the negative possibilities that could possibly happen in your life. You just think and think and think. You're like, wow, this could go wrong, and this could go wrong, and I did this wrong, and I did this wrong. All of that is probably true, what you did and what went wrong. Not taking you out of the accountability circle there. But when you doom vision, when you think of all the things that could possibly go wrong, you actually are missing all the things that could possibly go right. And so that's one reason why I highlight the risk in focusing on a spiral downward of all the possible things that can go bad. But it's also equally not good to only write the things that you have gratitude for and ignoring actual pain. Right now, using gratitude is a beautiful way of seeing the forest from the trees. Right? If you like, my wife was rear-ended by a woman a couple weeks ago, right? And so that has created a tremendous amount of problems for her physically, emotionally, a loss of a vehicle, lots of expenses. Sure, lots of trees that are bad, but we practice some gratitude to see, oh, we get to be with our kids, and our kids are healthy, and we get to do this, and we're blessed that the accident wasn't worse. So use that gratitude to try to pull yourself up a little bit. But we cannot ignore the harm that we're doing to ourselves, the things that do not make us happy. And that's what this exercise is focused on. It is focused on the things that are happening in our life that are the pains, really pains in the butts, if we're being honest. So what we want to do is this. I want you to think about this from two different angles. The pains show you where to focus your energy. And I want you to focus your energy against these pains, not mulling over them and just wallowing in sadness because these pains are there, but to focus your energy on these pains so we can eliminate them. The wins show you, of course, what is already working, things that you can build on, strengths that you might be undervaluing, right? Like if you have wins happening and you're like, oh yeah, I built that over there. And then you just keep going like, whoa. You built this? Like, why are we not doing more of this? Or you gave up great presentation, or you helped a ton of people, or you magically emotionally connected with people with disabilities, right? Whatever the wins are, sometimes we just kind of blow by them like, yeah, well, obviously, That's not true for everyone. You have a special ability. These wins, we want to see what they are, see what we can elevate and do more of. It's super important. Now, as you're writing these wins and pains down, it is not judgment. We're not like, oh, you fool, I can't believe you did that. No, we're not grading ourselves. We're not judging ourselves. We're just gathering the facts. We're just looking at the numbers, looking at the execution, looking at what's bothering us, what is pissing you off, what is making you mad, and what is winning. When you think about that, all we're going to do is, well, first off, you can do it two different ways. You can freestyle. And freestyle, in my mind, is like just kind of a free journaling exercise. You can just write whatever drives come to mind, whatever pains come to mind, whatever wins come to mind. Some people need a little more structure. And so you could do it kind of like a health, wealth, health, wealth, fitness. I got a couple ones written down here where I put them. I think I cut them off the list. Well, we could do it by categories. Oh, here we go. Boom. See, I did write them down. Categories you can cover your list. You can do life, health, wealth, career, relationships, community, spirit, and that could also be religion. Just write the pains and the wins for each of these categories. Or go freestyle. What we're trying to find are pains in the butts, like literal annoyances, things that happen in our life that are annoyances, bad habits that you have today. We're not reflecting on the past. Right now, what are your bad habits today? Losses. Where did we lose? Right? And then finally, where does your mind not match reality? This one's hard because it's okay that you want something else but are building and only earning this. That's okay. But don't spend like a billionaire when you're not, right? Because you will be poor and in debt, and that won't be good. We don't want that. So we want to see where our mind's eye does not match reality. And another reason we want that, I want you to win. I want you to be happy. But if you have a dissonance in what you believe to be true and what is true, you're going to be completely anxious and upset all the time. And fairly, you should be. And your body and soul will be. And you may not realize this, but you'll be frustrated with everything and everyone. You will never be happy if you're in this dissonance of you believe you are doing a good job and you're really not, or you deserved something else, but you didn't maybe do the work for it. When your reality doesn't match your mind, that's a problem. Now, you can practice law of attraction. You can do all of that. But we need to be realistic here in this exercise on facts of what we're doing and what are the results. Because if you do that, then you can control it. You can fix it. You can have the output that you want. When I think about, so the pains in the butts, bad habits, losses, where's your mind at? Of course. Wins, these could be joys in the day, good habits, promotions, milestones, quiet victories. You've been trying to flip a coin and land it on its edge and you did it. Or you finally gave a presentation and you didn't stutter, right? There's a million quiet victories. We want to be sure we're celebrating those. Big and small, public and private, absolutely. And you want to put those down. And the reason we want to put those down is that shows trajectory. That's where we're going. And that's the joy of it. So use this, honestly, print this out, put it on a piece of paper, put it on Post-it notes, whatever you do. But factual, clarity, what is really happening today, pains, and then wins. And then when you do this, the way I leverage this is I take this and go, okay, well, what do I need to improve? Or what am I doing that makes me miserable? And if I figure that out, if I can figure out what's making me miserable, then I can do a lot more in my life. And so I wanted to share this with you. This is a super tactic that will transform your life. It has worked with so many people I've worked with. It is basic, but you hear the nuance on being factual, on finding things that are causing us problems, seeing the wins and writing them down so we could do more. Like, that's where the power is. That's where you'll gain the advantage, and you'll be able to transfer all aspects of your life. Like, this is not just about promotions and finance and health and wealth. This could be so much. It could be anything. And sometimes you just break it down to smaller problems. Sometimes you're like, how am I helping my children win? And what are the pains that we're doing? And what can I do better? And what am I doing in this category? And when you start knocking off those things and you remove the pains, yes, there's going to be disappointments in life and car wrecks. And, you know, currently the HVAC in my house here is broken and it's 25 degrees outside. Like it's cold, but, I'm trying to bring myself and be, you know, energetic and in person here. And see, those things happen. So the facts matter, but you can overcome so much if you have the tools. And so if you need help, use this. This is my book. I literally just published it yesterday, so it should be live tomorrow, and it's on Amazon, of course. But when you're I guess I never said it. This is from the book Go Do: Path to Your Best Self. It's based off of years and years of me actually living through some pretty terrible situations and tools that I've passed on to others and I've used and that have been amazing. So yeah, so do this. You will win. You will overcome bad things. You will find unlocks, and that is beautiful. Obviously, if you need more, you can reach out. We do a community. We do things together. I do one-on-one with some high performers and individuals that are really trying to transform their life. But it's all here. It's my gift to you. I want you to have immense value. I built this. I used this for years. People have paid, to work through this, and there's no greater value than putting your work out and then others benefiting from it. And so I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you overcoming these pains in life, but also seeing so many more wins. So have an amazing night. Appreciate you. Go win. And I guess in honor of the book, go do.